So we have the Week 7, 2024 NFL team schedule. The schedule is the national announcers for all games on Fox and CBS and Fox. It's CBS single and the Fox early and late, and we have the Simulcast networks. So we have the Thursday football. We have Denver at New Orleans on Amazon Prime. That is simulcast on the KMGH ABC 7 in Denver and WDSU NBC 6 in New Orleans. We have the 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time game, the final game from London. This time it's in Wembley. We have New England versus Jacksonville, with which is NFL with Chris Rose and Joe Thomas. That was simulcast on WCBB ABC 5 in Boston and WJXX ABC 25 in Jacksonville. We have the Sunday New York and my Jets at Pittsburgh on NBC. And we have two Monday Night Footballs. There's one on ESPN and ESPN and ABC. As ABC added 6 more Monday Night Football simulcasts. I obviously mentioned that they did like late pickup like last week, like Friday, where and then this is the second one of the 6 they had a few already picked up throughout the week, throughout the rest of the season, but it wasn't like a full slate. It was just like the big games or whenever they didn't have nothing, they wanted to sprout shows or something that are, they had on ABC, but they decided to do that and push back the shows that they were going to show on ABC to January of like 2025 after the NFL is done. After the NFL slate. So, and they already did that with like some shows like what was it? It was Dancing with the Stars on Tuesdays, and Wednesdays is like The Bachelor, Golden Bachelorette, and stuff like that. So they've already done that with some shows. So kind of, also natural. They were having game shows on like Mondays, so it's like, I think we push back, to like the winter time and after football, NFL's done, and then it is. So, and then we have LA Chargers at Arizona. That's at 9 Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern, and that is because it is in Arizona. Usually, if there's too many nights, and they're not on like East Coast or Central time zones or second, sometimes like they make the second one like, tailor towards their time zone. And it is, and that's an ESPN Plus. It's nationally. And it's exclusive ESPN Plus Monday night. Typically they have one on ABC, one on ESPN. But instead they're testing it. We're going to test with one on ESPN and one on ESPN Plus. This time they've tested one on ESPN, the ESPN ABC game and the ESPN Plus game. And it's LAC AZ will be simulcast. So they're not sure what station it's going to be simulcast on in the Los Angeles area. It has not been determined yet. Probably it could be because of the odd start time. But or maybe there's multiple channels fighting for the game. Who knows? And then it's KMGH KS, AZ, Fox 10, and Phoenix. And Chicago and Dallas have the two byes this week in the NFL. And for the CSN window, we have no surprise here. The featured game is Houston at Green Bay. That is no real surprise. Houston is coming off a good week against the New England Patriots. Houston is. And they're 5-1. And they had beat a good Buffalo team the week before New England. So they're going into at New England, which is expected, but they proved why they were good, 41-21. Kind of dominated that one, proved why they were good. Green Bay is coming off a 4-2 start. They're playing, good football, but they haven't beat the top teams. They played two top teams this season in Philadelphia and Minnesota. They haven't beat either of them. So this is a chance to really prove themselves that, hey, we're not just one of those that beats so teams. We're actually one of those teams that can beat a good team. So, and they were, so we'll see in that one, but that's with Jim Nance. That's no surprise there that they have the featured game. That's in the early window. The second game is going to be in the early window. Is Tennessee at Buffalo. Tennessee's coming off a tough loss to Indianapolis. They fell by 3 of them. And Buffalo's coming off a good Monday Night Football win. It was tight though, because Buffalo is coming off, like I said, a good Monday Night Football win. However, they were both. It was kind of a sloppy game for both sides, and Buffalo ended up coming on top. NY Jets had a chance, kick one, a couple field goals, take the lead, but they just missed them. Sherline missed a couple kicks, and then Tyler Bass, he missed a couple kicks, and a field goal, an extra point, so it's a sloppy game. A lot of penalties, but came off a sloppy win with Andrew Callen, T.R. Jason Murray. And then we have Cincinnati at Cleveland. Cincinnati has been struggling this season. Cincinnati has. And this season has been kind of uncharacteristic. They struggled. And they struggled against NY Jets. They were. They did. They really did. It was a 2-3 NY Jets team. And since they only scored 10 points, it was 7-0 at half. And they were a really sloppy game. And Cleveland played a Philadelphia team that's been up and down this season. They were 2-2, they were 500. They've been up and down. And they were now about 500. And they were 1-4 against 2-2. And Cleveland now is 1-5, so it's kind of a sloppy battle between two teams in the AFC North. Two sloppy teams, kind of not trying to go into last place. The winner will be third at least. The loser will be in last. So, and especially for Cleveland, they'll be 1-6. Those are really made a downward slide here. And this 2-5, though. They're both on great spots, but both teams need this win, for their season. Both teams kind of do. It's almost a must-win for these teams, at this point in the season. We have Carolina at Washington. That's the second game featuring national game. That's a late national game, or late window national game for CBS single with Hugo Davis and Cincinnati Cleveland Spurs and Archuleta. Not so surprised that they get the fifth bottom tier crew since Cleveland. The bottom tier group that goes a game every week for CBS. It's consistent, So, except for week 17, there might only be a couple ounce crews. Get the week, but because there's so many national games. But then, some of the games for Netflix, I believe, CBS is calling them. So maybe some of the games for Fox. There's less Fox announcers may do them. Mixing with the NFL Network announcers. So it's not so maybe so. I might still get a game, but anyway. So Indigo Charles Davis, Carolina at Washington in the late window. Washington is coming off a tough loss at Baltimore, but good game for Washington. Carolina coming off a tough loss, and they were doing good at first, but then just Atlanta just took control in the fourth quarter. And Washington needs to play well and take control of this game. Maybe not. Maybe they might not dominate, but they'll take control of this. Especially in that second half, they need to take control of it. Get that lead going. Prove why, they're a good dominant team in NFC. They're like the second divisional team. No, they are in second within the divisionals. They are. But they need to stay in second though, and catch up to either Minnesota or Detroit, who is playing on. And the winner of that game will get first overall in the NFC. The loser will be fifth because of the will be in the first wild card spot. Las Vegas at LA Rams with Cameron Gentry. Las Vegas is coming off a tough loss. A big loss to Pittsburgh. Well, the LA Rams are coming off a bye, I believe. Let's see. Yes, LA Rams qualified, but they lost. The last game was against Green Bay. They had a chance to win that game. They're just late. So they'll see if both teams need some momentum for a win. Las Vegas is on the bottom of the end. Both teams are in kind of the bottom, like the Raiders are 2-4. The loss for them would be 2-5, and for the Rams, the loss for them would be 1-5. So the loser's going to go to 5 losses in a year. So it's good, especially a win like this. Turn the season around. Probably could turn the season around for like Las Vegas or Rams. Hopefully, get some momentum. Build on that. Hopefully, that's what Cameron Gentry. Did I mention that? We have the featured crew In their Fox early window, the second crew, it's usually Joe Davis, Gray Ghost, but Joe Davis is calling MLB and Fox the same day, or maybe Saturday night for Fox. So he's not going to be able to call both games. And or they're not going to make him call both games, which I can see that. So Alamine subbing with Mark Sanchez. Chris Myers with Mark Sanchez. And Hilmy and Alamine is we'll call the feature game, which is 5-0 Minnesota at home hosting Fort Wayne, Detroit. That's a good game for Fox early window. That's a good game though. When it will be first in the NFC North and first in the NFC. It's a good game in Minnesota, Detroit. Can their defense still be as dominant without Aiden Hutchinson, their leading pass breakup star, who took a big injury out for the season on a sack on Dak Prescott? And can Minnesota's beat some three playoff teams from last season. They beat Green Bay, which is 4-2. They beat Houston Texans, gave them their only loss of the year. They're 5-1. Houston Texans only loss of the year. They've given I believe that was Houston's only loss of the year. Was that one? Yes, it was. So Houston's only loss of the year. They gave a San Francisco team who's up and down in the year, but they're still a good favorite to make it to the NFC Championship. Make a deep run. I don't know if they're still good shots to win. The NFC. Overall, they still have a decent shot. Maybe not the top, but I would say right near the top to win it. So that's going to be Detroit. Can Detroit just stay as dominant as they get on defense? They're still going to make the Minnesota offense have to work for the defense for Detroit's going to be without a big pass rusher. Can they be dominant without Ian Hutchinson? That's going to be a real question from Detroit. Minnesota, is their moment? Are they going to lose some of that momentum? They're coming off a bye, maybe, but they have possibly they did some light work on Monday, and Aaron Jones was back, so that's nice. In helmet and pads and that stuff, doing full contact work, so that was nice for Minnesota. They need that, but no T.J. Hawkinson though. However, they coming off a Sunday to and playing. Coming off a Thursday game, playing a Sunday to Thursday game. So he might start Sunday's game, but then come back for Thursday's game and have 10 days to rest for the week 9 game.